Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again.
Happy December.
Happy December.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Everywhere you go.
I don't know what comes after that.
Oh my God.
It's something about 5 and 10.
What?
Anyways, whatever. Welcome back to another episode of the pod. My name is Manny.
And I'm Shawn.
And today, or always, we make the Moz podcast.
Are you okay?
Yes, it is. Look, take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again.
What's the 5 and 10?
With candy canes and silver lanes.
What is the 5 and 10?
That glow.
What is the 5 and 10?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask whoever wrote this song.
Okay.
Take a look at the 5 and 10. I don't know. Does anybody know out there? Tell us in our social. Be nice. Because, I didn't grow up with that kind of Christmas music. Anyways, damn it, we're at 2. Welcome back again to the pod. We appreciate your listening. Continuation.
Yes, thank you for joining us for another episode.
Happy Day of Thanks. We hope everyone had a nice Day of Thanks. And that you listened to episode 15, which was entitled
Thankful.
Yes. But here we are. We're trekking along. We are kicking off the holidays. No?
Yeah.
I wish y'all could see the faces Shawn gives us. It's very good that we're not a video podcast because the faces he makes are so disrespectful to me.
No, they're not. Sometimes I'm just confused about what you're about to say or what you're trying to say. And I'm trying to figure it out.
You've been with me for 18 years.
Yeah, so you should be used to the faces I make.
And you should be used to not knowing what I'm about to say at any particular time.
I guess.
How is y'all week?
My week has been good. It's been a very productive week. It's been very chill, kind of. Work has been good. Finishing up a project. Mm-hmm. So happy about it. How about yourself?
It's been a week. Work is work.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday. And I'm excited.
For?
This margarita I'm currently drinking.
Oh.
Yes, once again, Cayman margaritas. Watermelon.
They're very good margaritas.
I've been drinking. I don't know what comes after that either.
Oh my God. Do you literally know like the first 4 lines of songs?
Yes.
And then
yes, you got a problem with that?
I don't.
What comes after that? I've been drinking. Go.
I've been drinking.
And what comes after I've been drinking? Something. Correct. Got me cootie in my cootie. Don't she say something about some licorice? I do like that song. Thank you, Beyonce, for a tribute to watermelon.
I've been drinking. I get filthy when that liquor get up to me. I've been thinking.
Yes. Okay, get going.
Keep your hands off this fatty daddy. I want
Driver, roll up the partitions, please.
That's a completely different song.
I know I was remixing our own. You were doing a song. Why can't we? Anyway.
Go ahead.
If you're new here, this is normal. So we hope you will come back again and won't stop listening to this one. We are here to give your weekly dose of laughter and entertainment. Not sponsored by Cayman Margarita.
Not at all. So we're going to kind of pick up where we left you off on our previous podcast, not the thankful one, the one before that.
Episode 14.
Yes. So we're going to talk about Wakanda Forever. Spoilers!
Oh no.
So, spoiler alert, if you have not seen Wakanda Forever,
Just fast forward a little bit.
yeah, maybe I'll put the timestamps in the description so
Yeah.
you can skip ahead if
Read-
you don't want to be spoiled.
Read the comments or the description.
So,
We spent a lot of time on that.
So, like last time, thoroughly enjoyed the film. It was a great film.
Loved it.
We opened up right at the death of T'Challa. We knew that they were going to have to cover this in the film, and we just didn't know how they were going to do it. And he's off screen. Basically, he had a disease, much like real life. He didn't tell them in time to save him. Shuri was doing her best to, come up with a new flower that would possibly aid in healing him, but wasn't able to do so in time.
Yeah. It's a great synopsis.
Thank you. So we started off on a sad note because after that, the funeral started. And, there was a lot of emotions there because Chadwick Boseman is gone. And just that whole funeral procession, it was beautiful and sad all at the same time.
I thought it was short.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of movie to get through. It's almost 3 hours.
I know. I thought it was kind of short.
I mean, the tribute in the beginning with the Marvel logo, where it was completely silent, and it was...
Which I talked about last time.
Yeah, I know you did.
I spoiled that.
Yeah, you did.
It wasn't a spoiler.
Okay. But the theater was like dead silent during that. And I thought that was a great tribute. And also the tribute at the end was a great tribute. I love what they did with this movie. I know that Ryan Coogler talked about what it was going to be. I enjoyed all the action in this movie as well as the emotion in this movie, both from Namor's perspective, Shuri's perspective, and just how they're basically in the same position, but, instead of fighting the forces outside, the fight begins internally. And just coming to a resolution of that, it was beautiful. So what do you want to spoil?
Black Panther will be back.
So you want to jump straight to that?
Oh, okay. We don't have to jump.
No, I mean, we can talk about whatever we want.
Wait, what was the thing you were going to talk about?
I was going to talk about the visual effects because some people were not happy with... I don't know if it was... They weren't happy with the visual effects. They weren't happy with some of the suits. I forget what the blue one is called. Something Angel. Midnight Angel. The suit at the end that Okoye and the new girl wear. Because they're like, everybody has an Iron Man suit now. And that's not what...
but what the fuck do you want them to make?
I don't know. But those suits are actually from the comics. So it's not like something that they came up with just to put into the movie.
Damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Pretty much.
If you didn't do it, they'd probably be like, well, you didn't follow the comics.
And then some people didn't like Ironheart's armor either. But I feel like her armor is going to change for her Disney Plus show because she had to leave it in Wakanda.
Right.
So she'll have new armor for the actual show.
Listen, they had to do that in like 48 hours or less.
Yes, they didn't have a lot of time because Namor said he is coming back and be ready.
Yeah. He said it. I didn't have a problem with the visuals. I thought they were pretty good. I saw somebody complain about the scene where Namor throws the water cubes into the princess housing. I don't know what the palace. They said that looked cheap.
I don't think it looked cheap. So Namor and his people have these little cube.
This is
bomb
why Sean's
things.
here. He will take my words and explain them to you.
So basically, they can throw these cube bombs and they explode with a lot of water. And they use those to basically flood Wakanda.
Right.
And
Like a water bomb.
Like a water bomb.
Instead of a grenade.
I didn't have any issues with that at all. I didn't have issues with any of the VFX.
I mean, it's fucking water. What the fuck did you want?
Right.
Namor didn't use guns. He used water.
He used water. Like, Namor had his justifications for what he was doing because basically the world, the outside world, was now coming into his territory, which is the ocean, to look for vibranium. And because people only thought vibranium was in Wakanda, and knowing that they could find it in the ocean, what's the first thing all these countries do? Go and try to get it.
That reminds me where people were like, this movie was boring. I'm like, well, from the beginning, it started with the people of Namor village. What is it called?
Talakan.
That attacking that the rig that was out in the middle of the ocean looking for vibranium.
Yeah. So there was a Wakandan research facility in the ocean that got attacked by, we learn, French military, who were trying to just bust in and steal vibranium. That's what they were trying to do. And Namor's people, actually, no. Rewind that.
I'm talking about the rig.
Oh, you're talking about the rig. Yes.
Yes, I said rig.
My bad.
Okay.
There was a lot of water scenes.
Yeah, water sports.
So, yeah, they basically rebuilt a machine that could find vibranium. And they found some in the ocean. They went to go look for it and get it. They sent 2 divers down there. They got snatched up. And then the Namor's people started singing this song like sirens did in the fairy tales that made these people just jump overboard to their deaths and drowned.
Did it work? Did it work?
Did what work?
Nope. Okay. Didn't work.
No, it didn't work. Sorry. But yeah, I didn't have an issue with any of it. It wasn't boring to me. There was enough action. There was enough exposition. Like, I felt like we moved at a fairly smooth pace to the point where it didn't really feel like 2 hours and 40 minutes or 45 minutes to me.
No, it was well paced.
Yeah.
The action was paced well. It was timed well. And I know it's personal preference when it comes to movies, but I didn't see many of the negatives that I read.
I didn't either. And I know a lot of people wanted M'Baku or...
Oh, the big man.
Yeah, Winston Dukes. Or Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o to become Black Panther. People thought that there would be multiple Black Panthers in the movie. But I feel like we all should have known from the get it was going to be Shuri.
I always assumed it was going to be her when
it just
Chadwick
makes the most
passed.
sense.
I don't know. I just felt like she had a reason to be Black Panther.
Yeah. And the only thing that really surprised me was them killing off Angela Bassett's character, Ramonda, the queen.
I was shook.
I was like,
she can't be dead.
They're
going to come. They're going to do the hunt. What is it called?
The CPR?
Sure. And she was just going to spit water out and we were going to be just fine. I thought she was going to come back and just be 10 times madder at Namor.
Right. But that didn't happen.
It did not.
But I get why it happened because she was the catalyst that pushed Shuri to become Black Panther. That push helped her to build the synthetic flower that they needed, which she also got help from Namor because of the bracelet from his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Because those people are kind of similar because it was a plant that grew from vibranium that made them turn into water people, basically.
I thought the storytelling of Namor's life was well done, whereas sometimes I feel characters aren't developed well when they're new. All the way from like birth, his life.
Yes. And it made you understand why he wanted to protect his people.
Right.
Because he saw when he went to go bury his mother how colonizers were taking the land,
Mm-hmm.
enslaving people,
Mm-hmm.
and treating them like dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want that for his people,
Mm.
which is why when they come looking for the vibranium and they find his people, you know.
You think they're going to erase that from the history books in Namor's village?
No.
Oh, okay. Just wondering. There's some countries that are doing that. Erasing history.
The United States.
Oh, yeah, it is. Wow, it is the United States of America. Oh, imagine that. And you know what I thought was hilarious was the shade that Queen Ramonda threw at Paris,
well,
France.
Yeah, I mean, it was directed at the whole UN, to be honest.
Well, I mean, yeah. But they could have taken a cheap shot and threw it towards the United States, but they chose France instead.
I mean, France is the one that showed up, but don't for a second think that the US wasn't scheming to do the same thing.
No, you're right. I mean, President Macron is currently in the United States, so.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's visiting President Biden.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe they're planning something. Maybe there really is a Wakanda. Maybe they're really searching for. Oh my God, they're scheming. Anyways,
if there really wasn't a Wakanda, black people
I mean,
be out of here.
Please do not take this part of our podcast and turn it into some conspiracy theory. I'm just fucking. But yes, President Macron is in DC. But
so this leads us to our next topic, which.
Wait, we're not going to spoil the most spoily part of Black Panther?
Oh, T'Challa has a son.
We're just gonna throw that piece of knowledge out there, like, oh, it is T'Challa had a son. Nobody knew about it.
At the end of the movie, the post credit, Shuri goes to Haiti to visit Lupita's character, Nakia, and Nakia is helping her burn the ceremony robes from the funeral, which she was doing with her mother.
Her mom told her she needed to.
Right, and she didn't want to. She wanted to burn the world. So she had her moment. That's when they also gave us the rundown of Chadwick again, kind of a tribute there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nakia came and she was like, I want to introduce you to someone. And his Haitian name was, I believe, Tucson, something like that. And she was like, nice to meet you. He was like, cool name. And he was like, your name is cool too. But he was like, I also have a second name, a Wakandan name, and it's T'Challa. And like the theater was like, ooh. So
yeah. Remember when I said in episode 14, I'm like, you're going to be happy with how they leave it and Black Panther will be back. There you go. See, we didn't need to recast
to Chadwick
to have done the previous story.
Right. So
if anything, this opens up more avenues, I think, for the Black Panther franchise.
It does. And I feel like he won't be a kid for long. And I say that meaning that we are about to go into the Kang dynasty, which has all to do with time. So Kang, who we were introduced to in Loki was all about time.
Oh God, here we go.
So I feel like there will be some sort of time skip where we have maybe not an adult T'Challa, but maybe like a teenage something or another in the future till we get to the point of him being
great. Absolutely.
An adult.
Thank you so much for adding to that conversation.
You're welcome.
You need like your own 20-minute Marvel rundown because you start, we're entering the time paradigm. What? My God.
The Kang dynasty.
I don't care.
Anyway.
In the words of Myra Rose, I don't care.
Moving on.
Watch Schitt's Creek. It's funny.
So we're going to talk about colorism. And this ties into Black Panther because there were a lot of criticisms thrown at the actor playing Namor, that he was too dark.
Dark Mexican.
A dark Mexican.
Mayan.
And I never got that from him at all.
That he was dark?
Yeah. When I look at him, I don't see dark. I just see a
He's
brown,
not dark. He's brown skin.
man. That's what I see. Like, I guess my thinking of like dark skin versus light skin, he doesn't really fall in a dark category. I would put him somewhere in the middle. It's just like he's brown, as he should be. What? He's a Mayan Mexican. Like,
I mean, but they come in all colors.
they do. So I don't understand why people were so mad that he was brown.
Because there wasn't white representation.
I'll let you take it.
And this is not white people. Well, I'm sure there are white people saying things, but this is literally Mexican descent saying that Namor was too dark for the movie and that it disenfranchised white Mexicans from being in the movie.
I don't get it.
When I read that, I was just like, can we just not be happy that somebody of Latino, Hispanic descent graced a blockbuster movie in a leading role?
Right. That's what I thought people would be happy about. Like, Black people went up when Black Panther 1 came out. Like, we rode for T'Challa. Like, and we showed up in droves. So I thought the same would happen for the Hispanic community.
Well, and it's funny because, well, I always say this, it's funny because, but it's not funny. Because usually it's the opposite. You're like, oh, you casted a white-skinned Latino. It doesn't represent Latinos.
Right.
I don't get it. But it does bring forward the discrimination that is within our own communities.
For sure.
So, at least in the Hispanic Latino community, I know there's plenty of like bashing of each other. Like, people say the Spaniards are the elite class of Spanish speakers, and Puerto Ricans are like kind of towards the bottom. And I'm just like, where do we get all these things? Like, why do we have to be superior or lesser than anybody else? Like, I'm always like, I'm rooting for anybody who is of Latino descent that's gracing and bringing us awareness.
Right.
Instead of not even being represented.
Right.
You know, they could have easily casted Namor as a traditional, it could have been a white Mexican, it could have been a white skinned Puerto Rican, it could have been just a white person.
Right.
Like, would we have rathered not somebody who truly represents the culture taking the like, I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but colorism is something that isn't specific to Hispanics. It's also in the Black community. I know growing up that like girls that were in high school that were darker skinned were treated differently or looked at differently than the light skinned girls. And this has been a thing since I can remember. It's always, you know, the lighter skin is better or it's prettier. You know, dark skinned girls are ugly. And it's, you know, we're trying to change that narrative, but it's a hard narrative to change. Because no one is any less attractive or any less beautiful, whether they're light skin, dark skin, medium skin. That doesn't take away or detract from who that person is.
No, and I mean, we saw it in the movie In the Heights,
That too, yeah.
where there was a lot of controversy around the skin tone of the actors. And, it was, I get it. It was based in Washington Heights, which was predominantly more Dominican than Puerto Rican. And, one of the lead casts is Puerto Rican, not Dominican. And it's just, I always argue the point of if we want to be represented, we have to encourage, applaud, uplift. I'm running out of words. The people that are put in those roles, because these big box companies see, oh, we're getting so much pushback from
that community.
And
this is the community we're supposed to be.
Right. Uplifting or representing. So maybe we shouldn't do it anymore. Would we rather that we just don't have representation?
Right. That's the thing that's really bothersome, because that movie, In the Heights, was majority cast, all Latino. Do you know how big that is?
I mean, when I saw In the Heights it's one of my favorite musicals that I've never seen. I've only heard the music.
Right.
When I knew the movie was coming, I was just fucking excited that one, it was coming, and two, that it would be primarily cast Latinos. I didn't think about colors. I didn't think about ethnicity. I didn't think of what Latino is from where. I was just like, damn, we're going to be on the big screen.
Right.
And we're going to take a leading role for once. And it just did not get that reception. And so it's interesting, because here we are again with Wakanda Forever, and here we are again with the same thing of colorism, but now we're flipping it. Now we're like, oh, he was too brown. Now we needed him to be more white. We're disenfranchising white Mexicans. Like,
but all of this goes back to an era. And I say an era, but like a time when everyone wants to achieve whiteness, because we see whiteness as being the pinnacle. We see whiteness as being that girl. Whiteness is what you strive to be. Yeah. So if, we have a Latino actor in a movie, but we want their skin to be lighter, because then we feel like we made it. But what about all the Afro Latinos out there?
Right. Like, look at me. I'm not a dark-skinned Latino.
No.
But I don't give a shit what color the Latino is. Hell, I get excited for anybody who is of color that's representing any demographic at a high level, because it just, growing up, I did not see that in movies or TV shows. So it's not about like erasing the whiteness. It's about creating shows, movies that represent the actual population that we all live amongst, at least, in non-rural United States.
Fair enough. It saddens me, because we are trying to build spaces for each other. We're trying to build representation for the people that haven't been represented in these types of things before. And we should be supporting them and not nitpicking and tearing the people down. He opened the door for other Latinos of color, whether they be white Latinos or dark Latinos or Afro Latinos, to be in other films or other shows.
Right.
It's not necessary. It's not about his skin color. It's about the door that he opened for other people.
And that's what I said about In the Heights too. This is before we had a podcast. Is like, it's opening doors. Like, what's his name? Anthony Ramos is now going to be in another Marvel thing.
Yes, he's going to be in Ironheart.
Right?
Yeah.
He's going to be a Disney Plus show. Like,
and I also saw today he's in the new Transformers movie.
So, I mean, like, these things have opened the doors for people. Like, I think we need to do a better job as communities of color to support each other and, sit there and root whoever's representing us, as long as they're not doing something horrific, obviously.
Right.
But whoever's there representing us, we should support them and show these companies that create these movies and TV shows, like, we stand behind our communities regardless of the color. And listen, I get pridefulness and wanting to be seen. But sometimes we just have to let that evolve. I mean, just 5 years ago, I don't think we were here with representation.
No.
So we can say this is still pretty young. Like, and it's sad to say considering it's 2022, but it's evolving and we have to let it evolve. We have to let it grow. We have to let it simmer, because just 5 years ago, I feel like we weren't even represented.
Right. And if we don't show up for these things, then these people are going to start taking these things away. And then representation, you won't see yourself in these films or shows anymore. They already want, the conservatives of this world already want to erase Black and brown people from playing different characters that they feel like should be white. So they call it woke. So we shouldn't do this to our own communities and tear each other down.
Absolutely.
Because we have enough people out there already trying to tear us down already. And we just want representation. Everybody deserves to see themselves be something other than what they usually portray you as. And that's all this is.
Right. Like, I remember just back in the day when J-Lo took the role of Selena after her passing. Like, that was huge. People celebrated that. And I feel like we've gotten so fast forward in our world and of like darkness and negativity and everything as being woke and know this and know that, that we lost sight of that. When we get to that pinnacle of being represented, we should celebrate it. And I get we all come in different shades of colors. We all, Spanish world, we managed to speak somewhat of a different language as well. But we should still, like, I'm Puerto Rican. He was Mexican. I was ecstatic to see a Latino taking on a leading role. I didn't even think of his skin color. I was just like, he's a Latino representing.
Not even just taking the role, but taking the role and then killing it. Because he did an awesome job as Namor. Like, Namor isn't necessarily a villain, but the way he was able to command his scenes, the way that you feared him when he showed up on screen because you didn't know what he was going to do, but also him being able to show a softer side when he was talking about his mom and his people, when he was explaining everything to Shuri. Like, he portrayed a wide range of emotions, and I think he should be applauded for that. That is what you applaud this man for, not for him being too dark.
If you don't take anything from this podcast and you're a Hispanic or a person of color, it's just, we need to uplift our people when they are in roles that are big. Like, let's stop knocking each other down, because I think we already have enough infight, or we face enough challenges as people of color to then be kicking ourselves because one person was too light or one person was too dark. Right. Like, let's just be ecstatic that we're finally getting some kind of representation at a larger seat at the table.
Agreed.
So moving along, we mentioned this in our thankful episode, but we didn't jump too far into it because it was more of a somber thing.
Yes.
So we didn't want to go too far into that, but definitely acknowledging again the shooting in Denver, which has been categorized, I believe, as a hate crime. Yeah, he was charged with a hate crime. So
as he should be.
I just had a moment there. Was he? Was he not? So this individual went into a gay club and started shooting. And we've been here before. Pulse nightclub. And here we are again. And it's like that. This wasn't like the second mass shooting. Like they're like daily here in the United States
Pretty
nowadays.
much.
Mass shootings have become the norm, I think. Sadly, we're just like, oh, thoughts and prayers, and then we go about our day. And then a week later, well, not even a week, probably a day later, happens again.
Mass shootings happen daily. They just don't get reported on the news daily.
No. We're becoming desensitized.
Now you make me
Let me take another sip of this margarita. Maybe it'll work.
desensitized.
That word.
Yes.
I mean, they've happened in grocery stores, movie theaters, malls,
Walmart,
grocery store. Like it happens everywhere. A music festival. Somebody goes from the top of a fucking hotel and starts shooting down into a fucking music theater. Like
nowhere is safe.
Nowhere is safe. But okay, back to the shooting because I can get riled up with this one. Probably more than colorism. So of course the MAGA extremists once again have not done a good job handling this particular event, inclusive of a House of Representative leader that was recently reelected in Denver, right?
Yes.
Or
Colorado. I don't know
where she represents
her
district. No, I don't think her district is. I think her district is represented by a Democrat who's gay, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, because I wouldn't picture her being popular in Denver. I'm just saying. It seems.
I mean, she surprisingly almost lost. So apparently she's losing popularity in her own district.
And we talking about Boebert, y'all.
Yeah, if you don't know who Boebert is, don't Google her because then everything just keeps coming up on your phone and you don't want that.
I mean, if you don't know her, I applaud you because, my God, I feel stupid every time she says something.
She is just... this whole thing of thoughts and prayers, I'm tired of hearing it.
Because it's the only thing they can say.
Like, it's the only thing you can say, but you can also do something because you're a fucking elected official.
And they can't do anything because of gun lobbyists and them getting money. So it looks bad if they say anything bad about guns.
Listen, I was about to just say something and I kept myself from saying it because I don't want the FBI on me. But let something like this happen to somebody in their community, in their circle. And I'm not saying to go do it. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just... these motherfuckers will not respond to anything until it literally touches their lives.
If it doesn't affect you, it doesn't bother you.
And I'm just like, I just want to say, take your thoughts and prayers and shove them up your fucking ass. I'd rather you keep your goddamn mouth shut. Because your thoughts and prayers aren't doing anything when you have to do them daily or weekly because another mass shooting has happened.
I don't have any words anymore for it because it doesn't matter what we say. We vote and we do the best we can. And these people are going to continue to argue the fact that, you know, they're trying to take your guns. Nobody's trying to take your guns. I'm here to tell you, nobody wants your guns. All we want is for bans to be on assault rifles, which should be just common sense at this point, but it doesn't seem to be.
And I'll throw this out again for somebody who's out there. If you own a fucking assault rifle, tell me in a common sense way why you need one. Like, arming yourself to protect your house and family and property. Fine, I get it. You do not need an assault rifle. Like, so I'm with you. Like, I'm not in favor of people losing their guns. I'm in favor of bans on guns that don't need to be in normal citizens' hands. Okay? Assault
or the police hands, to be for that honest. Yeah. Like, I don't even think police need to have assault rifles.
Like, I can agree with that. I know they only typically use them in like mass shooting extremists. Obviously, if we got assault rifles off the streets, we wouldn't need to fight back
with assault rifles.
with assault rifles.
It's just it's dumb.
Like, guys, think about what a gun used to be back in the day. And this is what our founding fathers created the Constitution on. They were it was literally a fucking musket that you had to put a ball in the fucking gun, load the trigger, and then shoot it. And then before you got another shot, you had to load that son of a bitch again. This is what our founding fathers wrote the Constitution on, which we're still clamoring about in 2022 when we have gajillion different guns that can take you out in 0.056 seconds.
Nobody has read the Constitution. They just know the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. And then they interpret the Second Amendment to fit their narrative. But instead of using the Constitution as, this stalemate piece of paper that we have to follow to the T, it is a living, breathing document, which is what the Founding Fathers told us, that needs changes.
They made plenty of amendments.
It needs amendments.
They literally say it.
And yet we go to this thing like it is the Bible, girl, and you can't change anything in here. What is in here is gold. They wrote this in 1776, girl. We live in 2022.
Again,
what are you talking about?
What kind of guns did we have back then? Like, they were like, yeah, sure, everybody can have a gun, protect their home, right? I mean, at that point, like, if you get one shot and you miss, a basic gun now, I believe, I don't know, I don't own a gun. You probably get 5 bullets out of it. I don't know. I'm trying to picture what I see in the movies. But we're kind of getting off topic here, but it's just, here we are again, another mass shooting, another one in our community, specifically hate-induced shooting. And it's being fueled currently by MAGA extremists. And I have been correcting myself because I no longer know if it's just a Republican. Now I just feel like it's a MAGA extremist, because the more I look at this previous election, I'm like, I don't know. It's all kinds. It's Black people. It's Latinos. They're involved in this MAGA extreme movement nowadays. So now it's blowing my fucking mind now.
It's stupid. Yeah. So what did Bobert have to say?
She pretty much, thoughts and prayers, but completely sidestepped the fact that this was a hate crime. Mm-hmm. Completely sidestepped that there is a gun issue. And she pretty much was saying that these lawless things need to stop.
Yeah, but you completely skipped over the part where you and those in the MAGA extremist party have gone on record time after time, basically condemning the LGBT community and disparaging them at any opportunity you had.
Bingo. That point. That's the point. It goes above and beyond guns now. Now we have rhetoric that is consistently said, consistently repeated by MAGA extremists. Should we say extremists? I think generalizing MAGA. They continue to fuel the debate. And there's things that have been said, and it goes beyond this shooting. There's been some off-ended hate crimes that have happened recently to the LGBTQ plus community based off of rhetoric that's being said at the highest potential level.
See, let me break it down, because they won't understand that words mean things. And when they say things, I know a lot of time we laugh at the stupid things they say, but the things that they say hurt and affect different groups of people in this country. Remember when COVID first started and basically 45 Trump was calling it the Kung Fu flu. Mm-hmm. And there was a large increase in attacks on Asian Americans in this country. So you can say something and you can think that you're being funny about it, or, you don't take what I'm saying seriously because I'm saying it on Twitter, or whatever. Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that all gays are pedophiles or they're grooming children or they are trying to turn children, basically. So you're telling someone out there that believes the words that you're saying, that these people are worthless, that these people are just deviants that shouldn't be here anymore. And then someone goes out and starts shooting these people, then you want to say thoughts and prayers.
Right.
When you were some gas on that fire.
Right. You added the fuel. You added the fuel, and they continue to add the fuel. And sadly, more of these crimes will continue to happen, and nothing will get done because none of them can sit down and think about it and come up with a cohesive plan without taking away the gun.
So much could be done in this country if they could just sit down, discuss the issues, and come up with a solution instead of you came up with a plan, I don't like it, I'm not voting for it because you're on Team Democrat or you're on Team Liberal. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not even going to really read this proposal. Instead of doing that, instead of shutting down and shutting the door, if people actually sat their asses down, did what people voted you into office to do, instead of creating division, there will be so much more done in this country.
Yeah. Well, we definitely, once again, hearts go out to those affected because it stems beyond those who were unfortunately passed. It stems now to their families who have lost a loved one, their friends. Whoever was there might now be traumatized from this event. So it stems beyond those people, and it's just becoming such an occurrence in this country. I don't see an end anytime soon.
I don't have any words for it.
Well, anything else on that topic, my good sir?
No, I'm done with that. Let's move on to happier news for the gays.
Well, and in a great rebuke to Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert and Marco Rubio and Rick Scott. I know they're both in two different congressional chambers. I'm not that dumb. There were just four people I dislike.
Fuck them anyway. Sorry.
The Respect for Marriage Act. It's sad that we needed to do this in 2022.
But you got to cover your bases.
Was passed by the Senate this past week, 61 to 36. Thank you to the Republicans that joined on to help us get that passed. Them passed. I wasn't there. This Respect for Marriage Act essentially enshrines that same-sex marriage and interracial marriages are protected now under federal law, which if the case had gone before the Supreme Court, it was on the docket. I don't know if they're still going to review it or not. If the Supreme Court overturns that ruling, gay couples and interracial couples, whatever, would still have the same federal rights and protections of marriage. Yes.
Which I feel like interracial marriage wasn't going anywhere because of Clarence Thomas, because that would be weird.
Oh, yeah. He would have just stripped part of it.
Right.
Yeah. Because he's married to a white girl.
You calling her a girl is very generous.
A criminal.
Oh, yes. I like criminal even better.
A sitting Supreme Court with a criminal wife. Wow.
I mean,
what a time we live in.
Kind of criminal himself. Anyway.
But yeah, it did pass, and I believe it heads to the House this upcoming week. It'll surely pass there.
Yes.
Democrats still have a majority.
Slide it in before them Republicans take over.
I think it had some Republican support. I don't remember how much, but I'm going to keep bringing this up every time we talk about anything that pertains to queer life. And if you, for 1 second, think that a person in the LGBTQ plus community got up one morning and chose this life because they thought it would be fun, you're a fucking idiot. And I stand by that. And I will say that to your face. Because the life in this community is difficult enough to not have these exterior people continuously bashing us, continuously putting fear in our lives. We don't know from day to day what our rights may be here in this country as a queer person. And so when you're sitting there and you might not be familiar with the queer community, sit there and think about that. I know people choose certain lives for themselves, but, choosing to be continuously harassed from a young age is probably not something most people would want to do. So we don't choose this life, even though you may think that, some of you out there. And quite frankly, if I'm happy with the person I've become, I've struggled with that for many, many years. I'm happy at this point with who I am, but I wouldn't pick this just for fun. Like, sometimes it's scary to go out.
It is. So I know we watched, I'm going to tell this real quick. So I know we watched David Archuleta on Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Do his come out
Story.
So he's been on tour. He's doing like a Christmas concert tour thing. And he's done it before. One of the places that he played, I believe in Utah, because he is Mormon. And he struggled with coming out. He was engaged 4 times. If y'all don't know, David Archuleta was on American Idol. I believe he won. I don't remember. He didn't win?
He didn't win. Did he win?
I thought he won.
I don't know. Keep telling you.
It doesn't matter. I don't remember what season, but he was on American Idol. Adorable kid. Young man now. So he was performing at a show, and after one of the songs, he began to tell his story about finding himself and coming out and all of that. And so maybe they would say like 10 or 12 people left the show. And he was like, I wish those people would have stayed. Those people voiced their opinion saying that, the show was going great. Everybody was on a Christmas high. Why did he have to ruin it talking about his sexuality? But to David's case, he basically was like, this is my story. This is my truth. I'm up here, he's an artist. This is what he's doing. He's sharing his story with you. And he was like, he doesn't care if people walk out of his show. That is their choice. But that's not going to change who he is and what he does, because it took him a long time to get to this point. And that goes back to what you were saying, like, this life is hard enough. No one chooses this life. You live in fear of just being who you are when other people don't have to necessarily face that day to day. They don't have to worry about, am I acting a certain way in this store or in this situation where someone in here may not like gays and may confront me, or, I step out from a grocery store or whatever, and there's 5 people here ready to beat my head in because I'm here with my partner.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, just reflect on that and tell your friends who may question it that, it's not a choice. And I think many of us have to grow into the life that has been given to us. And it takes a long time. And to have politicians, religious people that don't know continuously bashing is really ridiculous. So I'm excited that this passed in case the Supreme Court does decide to flip the script. It does still provide, because Republicans wanted wording in there that it does not infringe on the rights of churches and other faith-based organizations, because they could be punished, I guess is what they were saying, if a gay couple went to a church and wanted to get married. And quite frankly, honey, I ain't going to no church to get married because I know they don't want me there. Okay? So But that's fine. If that made you feel better to put that in the law, go ahead and put it in the law. Keep giving churches tax exemptions, and they'll keep doing what they do to young children. Oop, did I say that out loud? Oh, my bad.
Okay.
My fucking bad. Anyway, so congrats. We got something good passed here at the end of the legislative session. And hopefully it'll hit President Biden's desk before the Christmas break.
Hopefully.
I should be quick passage in the House. We still have a majority for another couple of days, okay? All right. So we've had a lot of discussion this pod.
Not a good discussion. I think anyway.
I think it was good. It just kind of all flew in together. You know, colorism, the LGBTQ shooting, Respect for Marriage Act, kind of all just flew together. So we're gonna move into our holiday segment.
Cute.
Running out of content in my head. So we're doing another BuzzFeed survey. I guess I shouldn't say they're stupid anymore because we keep doing them. So it's a holiday one that we're doing, and it's called Order Some International Starbucks Holiday Drinks and We'll Reveal Where in the World You Should Live.
Interesting.
So essentially, we're going to pick from different categories of different drinks, and we're going to find out where we're moving from there.
Okay.
I guess, right? So happy holidays. Here we go. Some of these actually sound good. Not this one, though. Hazelnut mocha.
It says first pick a cold drink.
Oh, yes. It says, please first pick a cold drink on the survey. And these are your options. A hazelnut mocha, snowman dark mocha, a coquito cream frappuccino, a Santa Boots frappuccino, a festive cold brew, and Jolly Baked Apple Nitro cold brew. Now, let me tell you, when we're taking this survey, it does not tell us what's in these drinks. So we're trying to look at pictures and deciphering it.
I don't like anything on here but the coquito. So I'm going with that.
Yeah, that's what I picked. Coquito. Coquito cream frappuccino.
That Santa Boots frappuccino has a lot of shit in it.
Yeah, and this festive cold brew looks like cranberries.
Yeah, I know.
And the Jolly Baked Apple Nitro is nitro coffee, it looks like, with apple slices in it. And that's gross. That's disgusting to me.
Anyway.
All right, so we've both picked a cold drink of coquito. Then it says pick a chocolatey drink. The options are the Duo Cocoa Mocha, the Christmas Tree Peppermint Dark Mocha, the Peppermint Mocha, and then the Salted Caramel Brownie Hot Chocolate. Oh, Jesus. That's a lot of chocolate.
I don't like chocolate drinks.
I'm not a huge chocolatey drinker.
So I just picked Peppermint Mocha because I feel like it's the one I could stomach.
So I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of went with the Christmas Tree Peppermint Dark Mocha.
Mm-hmm. That's matcha.
That's matcha? Oh my God. I've been saying that wrong the whole fucking time.
I believe that's matcha on top. Like, it's a frosting. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just green whipped cream. Well, but I thought it was matcha.
Well, I picked it because of the green stuff, because it looks cute. It looks like a little Christmas tree on top of the drink, y'all. Whipped cream. It's so cute. I'm going to go with that one. Whatever.
I went with peppermint mocha.
All right. And then we have to pick an extra festive treat. So in case you didn't have enough sugar, you have to pick another one. The drinks are holiday French vanilla latte, a gingerbread latte, a Christmas brulee latte, an eggnog latte, a peppermint mocha, and a Christmas dessert latte.
I didn't realize peppermint mocha was in here again.
You know, they were running out of things. Let me tell you, this Christmas dessert latte looked good. You can't see the coffee itself, but there is so much whipped cream and little sprinkles and caramel. I went with the gingerbread, though.
I went with the Christmas brulee latte.
Okay. Good classic. Awesome.
Because I love the caramel brulee. But this doesn't have caramel, but hopefully it'll still be good.
So, and then they want us to pick a another latte. It is a snowy what?
Snowy cheese.
Like literal cheese?
I don't know.
A snowy cheese flavored latte, a toffee nut crunch latte, a vanilla cardamom?
Yes.
Cardamom latte. What the hell is cardamom?
I don't know.
A juniper latte, a vanilla nugget latte, and a jolly baked apple latte. That sounds like an apple pie.
Okay, so I went with toffee nut crunch latte.
I did too. I went with the safe one because I wasn't sure about the rest of these.
That juniper latte is like there's half stuff on.
It looks like a fucking plate.
I don't know.
Guys, it looks like the top foam of the milk, but the right side looks like a dirty piece of ocean, like like Florida when you have red tide. That's what it looks like. It's gross. Anyways, I went with the toffee as well.
All right. Pick a fruit flavored drink. Dark cherry mocha. Tivana apple joyful medley tea. That's a lot. The Mary strawberry cake frappuccino. Cranberry mocha blanco latte. The Christmas Pantone latte. Or the Ponche
Navideño.
Sure. Whatever. That looked like a cup of...
That's probably from Italy. Ponche Navideño.
Okay.
Oh no, maybe it could be South America. It's like a ponche is like a punch. So a Christmas punch.
With coffee in it?
I don't know. I'm not sure what it might be a tea. It looks like more tea-ish. I just went with...
It does say a fruit flavored drink,
yeah.
So...
I just went with the Mary Starbucks cake frappuccino because, y'all, it literally looks like a strawberry.
The strawberry cake frappuccino.
Yeah,
that's what I went with too.
It looks delicious. It's like the cake is at the bottom, layered with strawberry, and then the coffee-ish. Yum, sugar coma. And finally, finish it off with a seasonal snack. You can choose the Winter Rom Yule Log. That looks disgusting. A snowman cookie, the cranberry bliss bar, the gingerbread loaf, the fuck?
Mince pie.
Mince pie. Ew. What is in mince pie?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
It looks like raisins. Ew. And then a snowman cake pop. I went with the gingerbread loaf. I'm all things gingerbread. I love gingerbread.
I too went with gingerbread loaf, even though I don't care for the icing they put on it. And sometimes it can be weird stuff cheese in the middle. Yeah, I'm not a fan of cream cheese. So a mince pie is a fruit. It's a sweet pie of English origin filled with mince meat, being a mixture of fruit, spices, and suet. I don't know what that is. So it kind of sounds like a fruit cake, but a fruit pie.
Okay.
I don't like fruit cake.
I don't either. So drum roll. Based on my holodrake. Get a Drake.
Celebrate.
Based on my Starbucks orders of holiday drinks, I should move to Mexico because it says you're a naturally adventurous person who isn't afraid to step. This is not me. Who isn't afraid to step out of their comfort zone and try something new. You drive somewhere like Mexico that's fun and exciting as you are. That is not me.
I also got Mexico.
Okay, these fucking things are rigged.
I mean, we did pick some of the same things.
Now, I don't know if you had time to do this, but I looked up some of the ones where mine were from. The toffee one is mostly Europe, Middle East, Latin America, and the Caribbean.
Okay.
The Mary strawberry cake is from Japan.
Oh. So if we go to Japan in 2024.
We got to go during the holidays.
All right.
If not, you're not. And who knows if they still sell the Mary strawberry cake.
What better time to go to Shanghai Disney than the Christmas time?
True. The Christmas tree one that I picked is actually from Australia.
Is it matcha? Did you look that up?
I didn't look all that.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, the coquito is from
Puerto Rico.
Yes. It almost made me want to get on a plane and go try it.
If the tickets were so expensive.
I'm sure it doesn't have alcohol in it. Or does
You
it?
don't know. They might.
Spike it for $3 extra. Well, if you want to take this super exciting survey, it will also be in our show notes, and you can definitely check it out. And then maybe you can add us and tell us where you're supposed to move. And we'll see if we're all supposed to apparently move to Mexico.
See y'all there. Actually, I wouldn't mind living in Mexico.
I wouldn't either.
At this point.
But I do fear that so many Americans moving there are like, it's disrupting their economy.
I get
because
that.
it's like rents are going up. Housing is really going a little bit of a crisis. Food prices are going up for them.
Yeah, I don't want to move somewhere and bring problems.
Right.
But I also don't. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all.
Buy a cruise ship.
Thank you. Thank you for
being a friend.
Da-na-na-na.
Travel down the road and back again. Yeah, it's true. You're a pal and a confidant. Okay, I don't know what.
If you threw a party and invited everyone, you would. Okay, let's stop.
Well, this brings us to the end, y'all. This went fast today. A lot of conversation. I don't think it was a negative pod. It's just awareness of conversations and all the different, let's call it discrimination that happens within our own communities that just bleeds into the greater world that we live in.
Correct.
We hope to go to a Christmas event sometime or a holiday event at some point and give you guys a review. We've been slacking. Thanksgiving, we were supposed to go somewhere and we didn't because I was too lazy.
We'll do something, y'all.
Yeah, we are going to the well, by the time this comes out, we would have seen the Nutcracker.
Yes.
All right. Well, I know Sean's trying to put an end to this because we've been told we just ramble towards the end. So we're going to. Yeah, I'm talking about my sister's husband. I'm going to hear that one. Don't forget to follow us on the social. We have an Instagram.
Yes, you can follow us on Instagram at Moss_podcast.
We have a Twitter, which is Moss_podcast22.
You can email us at Manny and Shawn at gmail.com. MANNYANDSHAWN@gmail.com.
Why was that so funny?
I don't know. Because you looked at me weird.
Oh.
Anyway, and if you're having problems finding us on Spotify or other streaming platforms, just try putting in Manny and Shawn and we will pop up. Because there is another Mass podcast that is not being used, but we're here.
Yeah, Manny and Shawn is probably faster than Moss podcast. Or if you do Moss podcast, Manny and Shawn. So just put Manny and Shawn, and we come up like artists because we're artists.
Right. Yeah. Also, I am putting our episodes on YouTube. It will not be you watching us.
No.
It will just be audio, but other podcasts do this. So we want to try to build out our audience a little bit. So YouTube is another area where we can do that. So you can find us same way.
YouTube.com/
Yes.
the @ Moss podcast. I gotta be very specific because if you
making it so easy, YouTube,
because the tag does not lead to our YouTube.
No, they made you get these handles, and they're like, "Here, it'll be easier for people to find." You type it in, and it doesn't pull
tap,
up.
Tap in. Who sings that?
What?
That song, Tap. Isn't it Megan Thee Stallion?
No, it's not Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh shit! Are you sure? Oh no, it's definitely never mind. That shirt. I know where that song came from now. That's traumatizing. But we're going to try to do some exclusive YouTube content as well. That's little shorts. You might get some clips of the pod.
Yeah, we might do shorts. Shorts are only 60 seconds. So you can't do a ton with it.
You see how winded we are. We're still trying to end this podcast.
Right. So we might do short vlogs.
Vlogs.
Don't count on them being too long.
Vlogs.
If you want to see us do things.
I mean, we're on Instagram.
Subscribe to the YouTube as well.
Subscribe to YouTube. I know some people only listen to YouTube. So, all right, Pod fam. So we're going to let you go. We hope you have a blessed week. And positivity and light carries you into the week. Don't forget to do your holiday shopping because USPS is no bueno in delivery times.
In the show. So don't forget to follow our pod with your favorite platform because we're streaming on all of them. Just hit that follow button. Yes, and don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Something like that. That helps our pod grow.
Yeah, please. Like our analytics say so many people are listening, but nobody's writing. So please write. Give us a 5 and then write something. I like reading them.
I mean, we appreciate you listening, but we want to be interactive with you all. And you be interactive with us. So
yeah, do we need to set up like a phone number? They can call in and leave us a message?
No. Maybe later.
Anyway. And as always, as we say here on the Moss Podcast,
do something good for yourself.
Then do something good for someone else.
And thank you for being a friend.
Yes, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for listening. And enjoy your holiday season.
Wait, no, that's the NFL. That's not what I was thinking.
No. Is that where you're going with?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Oh my God, we played that song in high school once. It's traumatizing. Anyways.
A lot of trauma over there.
It was so fast and it was so high on the clarinet that you should have seen my face. Anyways, have a great week, y'all. See y'all later.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Well, that's a good one.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, but we're leaving.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. You get a point if you know who sings that.